Guys, it's Kathy.
And Brian.
And today we are going to discuss some new information happening at Walt Disney World. But first, I want to address our previous video where we had like a Disney discussion, we're calling it. And we discussed the rumor about the Tiki room. There was a rumor going around, started by a certain blog, I won't say who. And the rumor was that the Tiki room was going to be converted to a Moana-themed attraction. I did not know that the Tiki room and the Country Bears are attached.
No, it never occurred
connected.
to me, but now it makes sense. Now that I think about it, of course they are.
They're connected. Really? Because I don't remember what they're like.
Well, because you're just thinking about it from the front of the buildings, but it's one big. It's like Main Street is one big building down each side.
So the Tiki Bears is. The Tiki Bears. Oh my gosh, the Country Bears is behind the Tiki Bear. Tiki Birds.
It's the same building.
That's a rumor that was going around that we talked about. Now the Country Bear Jamboree. It seems to be true that they are changing that attraction to something Toy Story-ish. Then there was a rumor that they were changing the Tiki Birds to a Moana themed, and we talked about that, and it's just a rumor. Disney has dispelled it. They said there's no immediate change coming in the plans. The Tiki Birds are going to stay, so we just want to make sure that you guys know that that is just a rumor, and right now Disney is saying that that's definitely not happening.
It seems like they're going to update it with Moana.
Well, that might be cool. They could maybe update it and keep the Tiki Birds there and kind of add to it, which I think would be a really good idea to do that.
It sure would. Now, you were telling me that you just saw that at Hollywood Studios, I always want to call it MGM, Disney.
Yeah,
MGM.
that's what it used to be
It's always hard for me to call it. At Hollywood Studios, that they are going to discontinue the March of the First Order.
Yes, they will be discontinuing that July 7th.
Well, it could not happen at a better time, not just because Galaxy's Edge is opening, but if you have seen the March of the First Order, the first bunch of times I saw it, it was pretty cool. The last few times I've been up there, now maybe this is just me, and some of you can let us know and leave your comments down below. It seems that there's fewer stormtroopers than there used to be.
Yes.
So I don't know why that is. Are the stormtrooper costumes getting damaged? It seems like there's fewer stormtroopers than there used to be by a lot.
Well, I remember when I first saw that, you and I love Star Wars, and we grew up with the original 3 Star Wars movies, episode 4 through 6, because you and I were born I was born in 1970, you were born in 71, so those movies came out when we were kids, and it was a big deal. When I saw it the first time, there were like 30, maybe 30 stormtroopers. Yeah. They were all walking in unison, and you had that loud music, and I was like, wow, I felt like I was in the movie. It was the coolest thing ever. I loved it. And that was like last year sometime. And then we went back in January or February of this year, and there were like 8 stormtroopers.
And last time I was there,
and they weren't
about 6.
And they weren't walking in unison. They were just kind of moseying along, which really kind of ruined it for me.
Well, here's what's been going on at Hollywood Studios.
So I didn't like it as much.
It was more of a problem before Toy Story Land opened. Before Toy Story Land opened, which is when the March of the First Order began, there was really not much to do at Disney Hollywood Studios. Aerosmith, Tower of Terror, and the movie ride was closed, so they had...
That was a great ride.
Yeah, so they had Star Tours. They basically had 3 rides. They had 3 rides in the park, charging full price, by the way.
Yeah, for an entire park.
Now, they might have had 4 because the Great Movie Ride might have been there for a little while during that period, because I don't remember exactly when it shut down. But they had 4 rides, not a lot to do. So the March of the First Order was to give some excitement, something to do. I'm really looking forward to them getting rid of that stage where they do the Star Wars show.
They're getting rid of that?
Well, I hope so. That big stage in front of the Chinese theater, it looks awful. Some of the lights are burned out on the screen, so the whole screen doesn't work. I do like that other show they do. I can't remember what it's called. The one that's after the March of the First Order, where they have Rey and Chewbacca and R2 and C-3PO.
It seems like that whole area with the
It's just something to be busy, to give people something to do, because there were so few attractions.
Well, they like to have shows because it helps with the crowd, I guess, because they get a whole group of people.
What I see happening, because where Galaxy's Edge's entrance is, okay, not on the Toy Story side, on the other side of the park.
Yeah.
You've got Galaxy's Edge, the Muppet Theater, right? some little restaurants and stuff back there, another space, and then you have Star Tours. And I see them taking out the Muppet Theater.
That's a rumor, too.
And turning all that area into something Star Wars
That's
related.
a rumor, too. Just a rumor. It's okay to talk about rumors. That's not going to make it happen.
In the Muppet Theater, all the buildings on both sides of the street there at the entrance of Galaxy's Edge,
Yeah.
and again, we're talking about Disney Hollywood Studios in Orlando, it's wasted space.
It is.
It's a little bit of what's left over from the street scenes that they used to have, and it's really not
Well, Star
utilized.
Tours has been there so long. Unfortunately, with a lot of the rides, people still line up, but I can always get a fast pass for Star Tours. It's not like one of these rides where it's real, like Mine Train or
Well,
something.
it's old. It's an old ride.
It's been there a long time. Like, our daughter loves Star Wars and everything, but she doesn't even want to go on that ride anymore. They did change it up a few years ago. The good thing about Disney is they are changing things up. They're making things new. They try to keep it fresh, which is good, but changing a whole ride is very expensive. Star Tours, to change that's a very cool ride, but you don't want it over and over again. Sometimes you want something different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what they do with that. Voyage of the Little Mermaid show will not be performed at Disney's Hollywood Studios on some of the days, July 15th through 17th. Now I'm getting this information from themeparktourist.com. So I want to give credit to that. July 15th through 17th and July 30th through August 1st if you have little kids that want to see that show. It says in this article that they're having something with the casting. They're having some casting. I don't
having
know.
a hard time finding a Little
I
Mermaid.
don't know. It just says
That's a good show.
probably due to cast refreshments, whatever that means.
But that whole area of Hollywood Studios where the Star Wars launch bay is, and I would imagine that's going to leave too, because if they're going to have Galaxy's
huge
Edge
building.
the launch bay is out of place over that whole area
Yeah.
of the park is kind of wasted space. I mean, I like the launch bay.
Yeah.
But once Galaxy's Edge opens up, it doesn't look like it fits. So to me, to me Hollywood Studios has looked like. I know we've had Toy Story, okay, I understand that Toy Story Land opened up, but what Hollywood Studios has really been a park without an identity or a major new attraction. Toy Story is a big attraction, I understand that,
Yeah, it
but
is.
Toy Story Land is very tiny. The biggest shock I had to Toy Story Land was how small it was.
See, I thought it was big. You know what? You kept saying how small it was, and when I went to see it, and we vlogged about this, I was like, it's bigger than I thought it would be because you had told me it's so small.
Yeah.
But at least they have 3 rides. Like, Galaxy's Edge has 2 rides. We watched a lot of vlogs on Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, and they only have 1 ride open, which is the Millennium Falcon, which is very cool. But other than that, all there is to do there is shop and spend a lot of money on
That's right.
building things. I personally don't like to spend my money on that stuff. I think Galaxy's Edge needs another ride, not including Star Tours. They need a 3rd ride. I don't think 2 rides is enough for a whole land. I mean, you have Fantasyland, Tomorrowland. Those are similar to what they're doing with Hollywood Studios, what they have at Magic Kingdom. They have different lands, Frontierland and this and that. Those lands have 5, 6, sometimes more rides in them. I think 2 rides is not enough. Anyway, so then another piece of news for Hollywood Studios is they have a new character there from Toy Story 4, the Bo Peep character. So if you want to meet Bo Peep, she's there through the summer, I think. She's there. Now, you were planning on going to Hollywood Studios. You're going Saturday to make a vlog, and we're starting a new feature. I'm not going to tell you yet, but we're starting a new feature on our vlogs, which I think is going to be really fun. And Brian's going to do for the first time Saturday. I cannot go to the parks yet because I can't handle the heat because I have a heart condition. So Brian is vlogging now, but I will be there when it cools off. So you decided we had a whole thing you wanted to do at Hollywood Studios. You were going to meet Bo Peep and do the Kylo Ren cupcake and all these cool things we haven't done, but you just can't seem to tear yourself away from Magic Kingdom. It's your favorite place.
My favorite parks are Epcot and the Magic Kingdom.
Right. So you decided instead you want to go to the Magic Kingdom because there's something at Magic Kingdom that I want. You said you'd get it for me.
Yeah.
They have the Steamboat Willie popcorn container.
Yeah.
They had it at Disneyland. It's like a black and white thing. It's like for Steamboat Willie. It's a collectible and it's a popcorn holder. They have it now at Disney World. I hope they have it when you go, but I really want that popcorn container. That's why he's going mainly to Magic Kingdom.
I go every 2 or 3 weeks to the parks, but when Galaxy's Edge opens, I may never see Epcot or the Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom ever again.
Yes, you will. You will.
I may only be going to Galaxy's Edge.
Because I want to go to the other parks. Actually, it might be a really good time to go to the other parks. So we booked, we're going to go to Mickey's Halloween party this year. We have not been in a long, long time. We love Disney during Halloween. Halloween through Christmas is, to me, the best time to go. It's amazing, and it is probably the most crowded. But I reserved a hotel in October on property, and we are going to get tickets and go to Mickey's Halloween party this year, so we will be vlogging that. That should be a lot of fun. Right now, they have the Villains Night going on, which I wanted you to go to, but unfortunately, it's on a Thursday. It's like every Thursday night, so you have to work the next day early in the morning, so you can't go to that. But I've seen vlogs on it. It looks really cool. The Villains Night.
Yeah.
But we're going to Mickey's Halloween. Okay, so if you love Cruella de Vil, there's a new upcharge experience, they call it.
Oh,
if you got the money, they got
upcharge experience.
They got the experience. It's now available for guests visiting this year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So for $99 per person,
On top of the special event ticket.
On top of the ticket to get in, okay, which is another $115. Guests at this year's event can gain access to Cruella's Halloween Hideaway, which will be located at Tony's Town Square Restaurant. Now, I think Tony's Town Square Restaurant is themed Tramp, the Lady and the Tramp. It's from 9:30 to 12:30. Inside this location, guests can savor savory food and sweet treats during the evening and meet Cruella de Vil herself. On top of the ticket, like Brian said, to get into the Mickey's Halloween, you get to meet Cruella de Vil, eat food, dessert, have a picture taken with her, which would be very cool. She's a good villain. And then you get a special spot for the Boo to You parade, which is a very cool parade. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you really love Cruella de Vil and you want to spend $100 per person, I'm sure if you are an annual pass holder, you get some kind of a discount. Usually you do.
You know, just to wrap up talking about what the changes are at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
When the March of the First Order ends, we're going to have Galaxy's Edge opening. And from what I can see at Galaxy's Edge at
Why do you think
Disneyland,
they're ending it? Do you think it's just getting stale?
it's pretty stale.
Because last time we were there and it happened, you're like, okay, been there, done that. I hate to say
it's pretty
that.
Stale. It's pretty stale.
But they don't have as many stormtroopers, and like I said, they don't even walk in unison anymore.
What I'm trying to figure out is,
so it's not as cool as it
why
was.
are there fewer stormtroopers? I'm not going to miss it because what I've seen at Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, the stormtroopers there are pretty interactive.
Yeah.
Much more interactive than I've seen with any stormtrooper before. So
and if
that
you
was
go to
pretty
the
cool.
dessert party, we watched Resort TV 1 with Jenna. She went to a Star Wars dessert party at Launch Bay, and it was very cool. And you had like this whole dessert party, and they had tons of desserts, and they had stormtroopers walking around, talking to you, interacting, and then you had really good seats for that. There's a lot more to talk about on our next video. Brian will be going to Disney World Saturday, so we'll be having another vlog up there. It's supposed to be raining, Brian, so bring an umbrella. We'll have another vlog on that next week. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you at the parks.